have discussed that we can do testing of hypothesis problems for situations such as testing for goodness of fit. That means, when a data set is given to us, we want to check from which particular distribution it has come from. So, for this situation we have given a chi-square test for goodness of fit. Similarly, there is another situation where we have the data of the type which is categorical, and we want to test whether the categories are independent. So, this topic we called as testing for independence, in R by C contingency tables. So, yesterday I mentioned that we may have R categories distributed in the rows and C categories which are represented in the columns. We have observed frequencies Oij's corresponding to ijth cell, and on the basis of this we want to test whether the two categories are independent. Let me explain this through an example here. So, the problem is posed as follows. So, a state is introducing three types of pension plans. So, in the plan 1, the investment of the pension fund will be in risk category shares. In plan 2, this is balanced investment, and plan 3 is say for safe investment. Now, whether the implies preferences are affected by their hierarchical structure in the organization, that is what we have to check. So, the regulatory body wants to know whether the choice of pension plan is independent of the level of implies. So, a random sample of 500 implies is taken, and we observe the following data. So, the choice of pension plans we represent in the columns, that is plan 1, plan 2 and plan 3, and here we give imply status say. So, we have upper level, middle level and say lower level. For the time being, let me concentrate only suppose upper level and middle level here, and the data of 500 is distributed as 160 upper level implies give preference to pension plan 1, 140 give to pension plan 2 and 40 give to pension plan 3. In the middle level 40 give preference to pension plan 1, 60 to 2 and 60 to 3. So, if we calculate the row and column totals, they turn out to be 200, 200 and 100, and here it is 340, 160. Now, we want to test whether the choice of pension plan is independent of the employee status. So, for this is a 2 by 3 contingency table. This is a 2 by 3 contingency table. So, the values of the EIJs, they are calculated by R I into C dot j divided by n. Now, here you see the row totals, that is R 1 dot, R 2 dot, this is C dot 1, C dot 2, C dot 3. They are given to us. So, easily we can calculate say E 11. So, E 11 will be R 1 dot into C dot 1 by n. Now, in this particular case it is 340 into 200 divided by 500. This value turns out to be 136. So, we can write these values here. Similarly, if I want to calculate E12, E12 is R 1 dot into C dot 2 divided by n, that is equal to 340 into 200 divided by 500, that is again 136. Similarly, we can calculate E13, that is R 1 dot into C dot 3 divided by n, that is equal to 340 into 100 divided by 500, that is equal to 68. So, this value is 68. In a similar way, we can calculate the value corresponding to E21. So, E21 will be R 2 dot into C dot 1 divided by n, that is equal to 160 into 200 divided by 500, that is equal to 64. E22, that will be equal to R 2 dot into C dot 2 by n, that is equal to 160 into 200 divided by 500, that is again 64. And E23, that is equal to R 2 dot into C dot 3 divided by n, that is equal to 160 into 100 divided by 500, that is equal to 32. So, we can complete this table of EIJs here. So, this is 64, this is 64, this is 32. Now, our formula for the W is sigma of OIJ minus EIJ square divided by EIJ. So, this differences can be calculated. So, for example, the first term is 160 minus 136, that is 24 square divided by 136. Again similar term, here this will become 4 square by 136, here it is 28 square by 30 by 68 and like that. So, we can calculate these terms, the overall W turns out to be 49.63. Now, here the calculated value of the chi-square statistic will be on R minus 1, C minus 1 degrees of freedom. Now, here 2 rows are there and 3 columns are there. So, this becomes chi-square 2 and we look at say 0.05 etcetera, then this is giving the value 5.99, which is much smaller. Actually, we can calculate at a very small level of significance and this value will still be larger. So, H naught is rejected. What is H naught? H naught is the hypothesis that the row categories and the column categories are independent. That is, H naught is rejected, that means the employee status affects the choice of pension plan. There is another application of the chi-square test. In the contingency table, we have seen that we took a total sample of size n, and then we saw the actual classification in the RC categories. But sometimes we may fix the strata. For example, we may take a fixed number from upper income group, upper level employees, we may take a fixed sample size from middle strata. So, that means basically we are doing the stratification of the population and then we take the sample, and we want to see whether the responses of the different strata are homogeneous. So, in place of independence, this is termed as test of homogeneity in R by C contingency tables. So, in this case, we firstly stratify the population in say R or C categories, and then we take samples of fixed sizes from each of the categories and see their classification with respect to other categories. We want to test whether responses are homogeneous. Now, you see the sampling condition has been slightly modified. In the earlier case, we took full sample size, and that means for the full population we take a sample, and then we see that to which I j cell they fall. Now, here either the row sums or the column sums are fixed, and then we see that what is the frequency of each cell in each row or each column. So, the situation is slightly different, but the test of chi-square goodness or fit which we have given for independence, the same test is valid here also. Let me give this through an example. So, a new product is introduced in the market, and now we want to see whether it has the same level of effect in different towns of the country or different regions of the state or different areas of the city. So, in this particular case we consider the response to the product in 3 different cities. That means, the customer or you can say the responder must have already purchased the product, or he might have heard about the product, but not purchased, or he might not have heard the product. So, the responses are based on a survey. Now, here what we do, we fix a number of respondents in each city, rather than we merge the data of the 3 cities and then taking a random sample. From each city we take a fixed sample size. So, let me present the data in the following form, that so we have city 1, city 2 and city 3. We fix that we are taking 200 respondents from city 1, we are taking 150 respondents from city 2 and we are taking 300 respondents from city 3. This choice of the numbers may depend upon various factors. For example, the resources of the surveyor, the size of the city. For example, city 3 may be a much larger town compared to city 2 and city 1 may be somewhere in the middle as far as the population are concerned, or one may look at the consumption levels in different cities, based on that one may see such things. The total sample size from each strata may be decided on the basis of that. The responses are as follows. So, the respondent might never have heard of the product, heard but did not buy, or he might have bought at least once. So, the following observed data is there: 36, 55, 109, 45, 56, 49, 54, 78 and 168. Now, to test whether the responses are homogeneous, against the hypothesis they are not homogeneous, we apply the same test, chi-square test, that is double summation O I j minus E I j square by E I j. So, we will calculate the column sums. This is 135, 189, 326. The total sample size is 650. So, based on this we can calculate like 200 into 135 divided by 165, that is say 41.54. 200 into 189 divided by 650, that is say 58.15 and so on, 100.31, 31.15, 43.62, 75.23, 62.31, 87.23, 150.46. So, based on these calculations of OIJs and EIJs, we can evaluate this W and it turns out to be 24.58. Now, if we look at chi-square value, here the degrees of freedom will be 3 minus 1 into 3 minus 1, that is 4. Suppose we take at 5% level of significance, this value is 9.49. So, naturally you can see that W is much larger than this. So, we conclude that H naught is rejected, that means responses are not homogeneous. So, you can see here that this chi-square test for goodness of fit is applicable in various situations. We are able to test for goodness of fit, that means whether the given data fits a given distribution. We can test for independence of the two types of classifications in a contingency table. We may test for the homogeneity of the responses in a contingency table situation. So, there are various applications. Let me we will come back to this again. Firstly, let me introduce two further measures of correlation. Earlier we have seen the Karl Pearson measure of correlation, which is calculated as covariance divided by the standard deviations of the two variables. Now, this measure of Karl Pearson, it is completely dependent upon the numerical observations of the variables concerned. For example, we may be looking at the relationship between the heights of say parents with the heights of the children. We may be concerned with the expenditure on the health care by families corresponding to their per capita income, etc. So, here actual measurements are required, but there are many situations in real life where the numerical values of the data are not very important. We may be simply concerned with say ranks of the values, or we may be concerned about the increasing or decreasing trend of the values. For example, two judges give ranks to a set of participants in a certain competition. So, now they are not telling that, for example, it could be a selection procedure. So, in a selection procedure, suppose 10 candidates are there and there are two judges. So, judge 1 and judge 2. Now, we have say candidates here, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, rather than giving the scores, their ranks are mentioned. For example, judge 1, he ranks the candidate number say 4 as 1, whereas judge 2 ranks say candidate number say 6 as 1. Likewise, they give ranks to all the candidates. The candidate number 6 may be ranked 2 here, the candidate number 3 may be ranked 3, the candidate number 3 may be ranked 2 by this, and this may be ranked 3. The candidate number 1 may be ranked 4 by say both of them. The candidate number 2 may be ranked 6th here and maybe 5th here. Candidate number 7th may be 5th here, 6th here. This may be 7th here, say this may be 7th here, maybe this is 8th, this could be 8th here, this could be 9th here, maybe this is 9th, this is 10th, this is 10th.